Got some breaking news for you now. President Trump has finally emerged, and he has a statement that he just made as he was on his way to Texas to review the border wall. Also, other big news, the state of emergency has been declared in Washington, D.C., and there are now 50 protests that are scheduled around the country as well as Washington, D.C. And the frightening truth is the FBI is sounding the alarm that these are armed protests. We've got the details. Before we go further, if this is your first time here and you like our reporting, go ahead and hit the red button down below to subscribe and then hit the notification bell when you do. And remember, you can always access Next News Network's ad-free, uncensored bonus content and exclusive interviews at nextnewsnetwork.com. Let's take a look at the Blaze TV. They report over there, Phil Shiver. He says the FBI is warning that armed protests are being planned at state capitals across the country in Washington, D.C. in advance of Inauguration Day. Now, let me be absolutely crystal clear. I disavow such actions. And if you're planning one of these events or intend on going, you will not be helping at all. In fact, you will only be hurting this country further. And you'll be playing right into the hands of the establishment, who would love to have another reason to classify conservatives and Trump supporters as terrorists. Please do not act out in this manner. It is going to be devastating for this country. This country needs peace. This country needs healing. The last thing this country needs right now is another uprising. Please, peace is what this country needs. Now, the president earlier today, he emerged from the White House on his way to inspect the border wall, and he briefly spoke with reporters and commented about the new impeachment and declared he wants no violence. Watch.
As far as this is concerned, we want no violence, never violence. We want absolutely no violence. And on the impeachment, it's really a continuation of the greatest witch hunt in the history of politics. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. This impeachment is causing tremendous anger, and you're doing it, and it's really a terrible thing that they're doing. For Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer to continue on this path, I think it's causing tremendous danger to our country, and it's causing tremendous anger. I want no violence. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Now, upon landing, the president met reporters on the tarmac and echoed that call to avoid violence. Watch.
And you have to always avoid violence. And we have tremendous support. We have support probably like nobody's ever seen before. Always have to avoid violence.
So there's no question the president understands what would happen if more violence erupted around the country, and has made it clear he wants none of it. And that is why he declared a state of emergency. In a Monday bulletin obtained by ABC News, the federal law enforcement agency stated that armed protests are being planned at all 50 state capitals from the 16th of January through at least the 20th of January, and at the U.S. Capitol from the 17th of January through the 20th. In a follow-up tweet, Katersky noted that the FBI also received information about an identified armed group that's intending to travel to Washington, D.C. on the 16th of January. News broke on Fox regarding the FBI alert. Let's watch.
Fox News has confirmed now that the FBI is warning about plans for armed protests in all 50 state capitals before, during, and in the run-up to inauguration.
Federal law enforcement agencies have reportedly advised state police departments to be on high alert and bolster their security forces at government buildings to guard against potential attacks. The armed protests are expected to mimic the riot that took place in Washington, D.C. last Wednesday when the U.S. Capitol security perimeter was breached. Yesterday, President Trump approved an emergency declaration in Washington, D.C. in order to get increased federal assistance ahead of the January 20th inauguration. Here's more.
U.S. President Donald Trump declares a state of emergency in Washington, D.C. to help augment the security in the Capitol ahead of Joe Biden's inauguration. The National Guard is already sending an additional 15,000 troops. This comes as the FBI warned there remains a threat of armed protests in all 50 states leading up to January 20th. For the mayor of Washington, D.C., they're already struggling with the pandemic, but now they also have to focus on containing threats of domestic terrorism.
This is necessary because the inauguration poses several unprecedented challenges that exceed the scope of our traditional planning processes. The COVID-19 pandemic, and of course, the domestic terror attack on the United States Capitol.
This all comes after it was announced that President-elect Joe Biden's theme for his inauguration will be America United. Comment below. We'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi. Thank you for watching that report. You know, it makes a lot of sense right now to do everything you can to keep your investments safe. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the next administration or what they're going to have to do to find the money to fund the promises. And because Noble Gold has helped thousands of investors keep their retirement funds safe from Washington, they will run through your options to prevent your savings from being taken. On top of that, here's this. Here's a bonus. How does a free 22-karat American gold eagle coin sound? In a special presentation box. Look at that thing. It's absolutely gorgeous. So, call my friends, the team at Noble Gold Investments at 877-646-5347. 877-646-5347 or visit noblegoldinvestments.com today. The link's in the description. We'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi.
You possess the power to impact the global narrative. Please share this report, and to get more videos like this, become a Next News subscriber by clicking the link below. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.